Okay, I am live. Let's put the word out on the Facebooks. I don't know if anyone's even here yet. All right, and you know what? You know what we're gonna have to do, real quick. Let's do something here. I want to try something. Crack an open cold case with the boys. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. Okay. Andrew Grimm, I did nothing. Something new. We did Ricky McCormick last night. We already did Ricky McCormick. Spent an hour on Ricky McCormick. So that's what happened with that one. So Ricky McCormick has already been. All right, we're gonna add. Hold on here. I'm gonna try something tonight because I don't know much about. Let's try one. Okay. All right. Well, this is shitty. This is shitty. I can't. I'm trying to add the chat to everything. When am I gonna hunt for Slender Girl? I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see if I can bring this up here. I'm trying to like add the chat. And okay, we're gonna do. That's so weird. Okay, so this is odd. So I'm trying to like bring the chat in, and I'm trying to use Chrome, and it's telling me like I'm getting a black screen for trying to use Chrome and Firefox at the same time, which is sucky. Really, really sucky. I can't bring up. That's so weird. That is so incredibly weird that I'm not able to. Huh. All right, maybe not. Maybe not. Well, because I'm trying to bring the chat on the screen from when I transition over, and it's giving me a black thing on OBS, a black screen. Adam Dupes, it can be whenever for the cold case. So, black screens are racist. Yeah, sure. Well, maybe we're not able to get a look in here. So. All right. Okay, well, maybe we're not going to get that then. That fucking sucks. OBS is wait, how do I find that plugin? OBS as a YouTube chat plugin? All right. Where would I find that plugin? Nope, that's not. Let me see if I can get this real quick, because that'd be cool to do. I wanted to work on it earlier. Today's been a really busy day, so I haven't been able to like do as much. So let's see. Okay. I don't know. Maybe this won't work. I don't really spend a lot of time on it. If it's not going to work, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But, so, okay. Hey, what's going on, Zach? How are you? Yeah, dog. Let me know if you find out the OBS YouTube chat overlay. Let me take a quick look. All right, let me take a look. Let me take a look here. How to do this thing, because I'd like to know how to do it. Okay. fuck me. Oh, I just impose in CSS. I don't even know. All right, I'm not even gonna fucking worry about it then, because this is a. I thought it would be something easy. Just give me a 2.0 chat. It's a CSS on this thing. Can I add CSS? Again, I have no idea how to do any of this stuff, so probably not gonna end up being what's needed. Just as a thing. So that blows some serious ass. All right, we're gonna delete that out. And oh, there's that. Okay, cool. At least there's that. No, it's okay, Jack. It's okay, man. I'm glad you're working. I'm glad you got a new job. Sorry for trying to address everyone else working on this technical thing. So I have no idea. All right. How to get YouTube chat in OBS. Let's take a quick look. We'll figure it out. Okay. I don't necessarily want... Okay, so there's a CSS and everything else. God, okay. You know, I'll have to just look at this for when I stream on Sunday. So that way... that way we at least have an idea. Because if it was an easy fix, I don't have to, like, watch a bunch of videos and how to do it. Because all I'm finding is, like, oh, here's a YouTube video. And I'm like, just give me the video. All right. Oh, use as a browser source, including OBS. So, okay. Well, fuck it. What's going on, Mitzi? How are you? All right. No, I can pop out the chat and I can read the chat. So, let's transition over here. Tonight's kind of a blank slate because I think there was somebody that I'd mentioned I wanted to look into tonight, but I don't remember what it was. So there's that. But I'm thinking we should be able to find something cool. So let's just okay. So in the chat, fine. We'll turn this over to the chat. Is there anyone here? Is there any mystery here you guys want to look at? Is there anything specific you guys want to look at, or do you want me to search via county or via city? I'm open for suggestions. Tonight's more of an open forum. When are we just going to break down and hunt yetis and skinwalkers in the Oregon woods? Whenever, man. Really, I want to go to Southern Oregon because there's actually okay. Well, while we're looking at that real quick, let's take a look here for Medford, Oregon Bigfoot trap. This exists, by the way, Bigfoot trap. So this is the Bigfoot trap right here. This was taken in February 2007. It was actually created by the state of Oregon in the 1970s, and I think it's still there. The last time I was in Medford, I wanted to drop over and see it. Okay, the Collins Mountain Trap. All right. They keep an eye on it, but they don't maintain it. Okay, because I was told when I was down there, driving back down to California a couple of years ago, I wanted to stop off and see it real quick. And I talked to a gas station attendant, and he's like, oh, yeah, man, the Bigfoot trap. Like, yeah, man, they got rid of that like a long time ago. So, so, I don't know. I just thought the Bigfoot trap was pretty cool. Like, let's see here. There's images. Someone photoshopped in Harry and the Hendersons. That's pretty cool. God damn it. Let's go bigger here. That's pretty cool. Except you have to fucking increase it to 200%. All right, this thing is big. So this gives you an idea of what it is this trap looks like here. Right? I don't know if this trap is gay. This trap may not be gay. It may not be gay at all. It looks like it looks like a pretty standard trap, so I think that's all right. Bristol, Virginia is what I'm seeing. The Delphi... Sean, what are the Delphi murders? Let's take a look. Delphi murders. All right. Okay. Delphi girl is missing. All right. Okay. The Delphi. This happened. Oh, in what? In Indianapolis. Okay. All right. When did this happen? I like it when there's Wikipedias on this shit. Makes it a lot easier. So, I'm a bigot for trap shaming. All right. Let's take a look at the Reddit thing here. All right. So we'll do this. Out of the loop, I guess. Can someone explain to me the Delphi teen murders and what happened recently in Indiana? So this is just recent. Okay. And it takes over to this thing here. All right. So we're going to look into the Delphi murders. All right. So, real quick. Delphi murder investigation. I'm just updating the chat or the live stream. And, case 1, Delphi murders, Indiana. Okay, at least that way, people coming in who don't know what it is just yet, they can come take a look. So, we've got ourselves looking at that. Mr. Shadow, you want to know the fascination with traps? If you don't know, dude, then, like, you know, you don't spend a lot of time on the internet. Google Bailey J. Just Google Bailey J. Any rules for the stream? 7 Beetle of Doom. Just Google, kind of look up where I'm at. If you guys want to read along, make suggestions, do some other digging on your own while I'm looking at this. It's more or less speculate, theorize, have fun. The entire idea of these streams are to have fun looking into cold case files and maybe hypothesizing and theorizing what might have gone down. The last couple nights we've gone over, 4 cases? And the interesting one being the first one, Nancy Moyer. And that's been on my mind all day too. So, but we'll take a look at this. Number 1, don't feed Matt after midnight. It's probably for the best. Any, never get me wet or hard? No. But first, make me hard and then make it wet. If we solve something, I'll give you guys my channel. That is not true. All right. All cucked Americans should move to Canada. All woke Canadians should move to America. No. Okay, so these are the 2 girls that have gone missing in the Delphi. This happened February 25th, 2017 is when this article was written. Okay, so this is going to be a sad one here. So the 13 and 14-year-olds being called heroes for leaving clues to help solve their crime. Now that's a fascinating start. In what has to be one of the most soul-crushing news stories to date, 2 teenage girls went missing on February 13, 2017. Their bodies were found murdered the next day on Valentine's Day. Off from school and looking for some outdoor fun, which I swear to God, many erotic stories have started that way. Liberty Libby German, 14, Abigail Abby Williams, 13, went hiking near the Monon High Bridge in Delphi, Indiana, after being dropped off by a family member. It was during this time police suspect they were approached by the killer or killers. So, okay, here's what they look like. Very young. That's so sad when they're that young. You know, they're so sad when they're 13 and 14. Whole life taken away from them. I mean, it's sad when anyone gets murdered, but this is like, you know, probably like a sleepy, quiet Indiana town. They were reporting missing after both girls failed to show up to their predetermined pickup location later that day. Not only is the case bone-chilling, but it's complicated. Here's what we know so far. All right, so Harold Tupper, yes, Salinas is in North California. And just give you, so if you're looking at anything in Salinas, let me know. 2 girls are dropped off at 1 p.m. by a family member at a trail by the Monon High Bridge in Delphi, Indiana. Delphi is a small community of just about 3,000 people and is mostly surrounded by scenic nature trails. It wouldn't be uncommon for the girls or anyone to go for a hike there. During the hike, Libby posted a Snapchat photo of Abby taken at 2:07 p.m. This is the last photo of them taken alive. Now, here's one of them. I'm not too sure which one. So this would be Abby, I think, right here. Is it just me, or does that look like someone in the background walking on the track? Right there. You can't see because my cursor's turned off. But hold on, let me let me show you guys that one here. You guys see it there, further in the back? Crap. Which one is it? There. Okay, there we go. Nope. Okay, 1 second here. I don't know what the hell happened. It just screwed everything up. That's not what I wanted it to do, you stupid son of a bitch. Okay. There we go. I don't know if that saved the crew. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. So if you can see that right there. So oh, thanks a lot, Void. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you for the $2. I like these streams too. But no, but seriously, doesn't it look like, I'm gonna zoom in. Oh, god damn it. Fucking stupid. Hold on. We're gonna open this in a new open view image. There we go. I'm just, reason I'm bringing this up here is it looks like there's someone back there. It's probably not. It's probably just something, but it does look like there's someone there. I'm having Russian interference. Oh, yep, you nailed it. I'm so having Russian interference on this one. Clearly the Russians. Ah, shit, burgers. I fucking hate Firefox. I hate it so fucking much. I don't know why I use it. Where's history? There we go. Okay, let's go back. Scroll down to where we were at. Okay, so this is where we were at. It's Slender Man. Okay, so we got that. And at 5:30 p.m., the girls were expected to meet a family member at the predetermined location. When they failed to do so, the family immediately called police to report the girls missing. Police and volunteers took to the trail in search of Libby and Abby, but ultimately called off the search around midnight due to darkness. Makes sense. I mean, February in Indiana is going to be pretty dark pretty early. But let's take a quick... I'm just curious. Let's take a quick look here. Weather in Delphi, Indiana, February... I don't know if I saw that correctly. 13th, 2017. I'm just curious here. Take a look. Take a look at this if we can find it. Okay, January, February. Okay, the actual temperature was a high of 43 degrees and a drop of 27. It was a Monday. Was this President's Day? Was this why the kids weren't in school? I'm just curious, like, why they were dropped off at 1 p.m. when they had a high at that point in time of around 43 degrees to the historical average of 38. So it was cold. It was cold, and she's wearing this. I'm just saying that to me, that's a little bit odd. This is a light jacket. That's like a windbreaker. And, you know, Converse, which are canvas shoes, probably not having wool socks on. I mean, that doesn't retain heat at all. So that is just, look, it's me nitpicking. It's me nitpicking, clearly. But that to me just seems really odd. This feels like spring casual weather or clothing to me. And, see, I don't quite know. DKJ Spec says, from the photo, looks like we're solving all the female remake murder Stand By Me. Entirely possible. So there's that. Okay. As a parent, this part concerns me great. Okay, whatever. This is editorialized. If there's even the slightest chance of finding one of the girls alive, nothing would stop me, especially darkness. That is true. However, police initially thought foul play wasn't a factor. The sheriff said that there was no reason to believe that the girls were in immediate danger. Which, at a low of 27 degrees, and they are not appropriately dressed for late night, you know, for extreme conditions, you know, for dropping temperatures. 27 degrees, it was the actual temperature late that night. That was a drop in temperature. So that's below freezing. And they're out there in spring clothing. I'm nitpicking about the attire there, but it's like, you figure they would have looked at the Snapchat and been like, this is what one of them is wearing. Look at this. It's not designed for fucking winter because it's still technically winter. All right. So the timeline of the search operations and law enforcement communications that took place February 14th. Canine units, dive teams, volunteers, police officers continued to search in the morning looking for the two girls. At 12 p.m., about a half mile away from the bridge, searchers found the two bodies. Authorities refused to identify the two girls as Liberty German and Abigail Williams at a press conference a few hours later. However, the Delphi Community Schools Superintendent Gregory Briles released a statement confirming that the bodies were those of the missing students and notified parents that all after-school activities would be canceled for the rest of the week. That does make sense. Okay, so details, information, and press conference about in the days after the murder of Abby and Libby. On February 15th, Indiana State Police Sergeant Kim Riley provided an update advising parents to keep a close eye on their children despite a conflicting statement by the Carroll County Sheriff's Department that there's no immediate danger to the community. Yeah. A 13-year-old girl and a 14-year-old girl are found dead. Sheriff's like, nothing to see here. Don't mind me, Officer Barbrady. I'm just Officer Barbrady. Nothing to see. Move along, people. Move along. Nothing to see here. That's kind of what it feels like to me. But at the same time, how did they die? Okay. In a news conference the same day, the police did confirm that they were Abby and Libby. At the same conference, Indiana State Police released an image of the man they wanted to speak to. It was on February 19th that the police called the man in the photo a suspect in the double homicide. This being him right here. You have to love that it's like, here's this blown up image of this guy right here. Clearly pixelated, clearly no distinguishing images. He's now, what is it? You could argue middle-aged white man, if that, maybe 30 to 40s. Now, I say older than 40s based on the build. But then again, I could be wrong. You have no distinguishing features. So, a hotline was set up for potential tips if anyone might have, but the police cautioned the community not to harass, bother, or accuse anyone. Small towns, 3,000 people, you know someone's getting accused, right? Is it the new kid with the foreign accent? Okay, Ahmed, or Ahmed, if that's your real name. No, I'm kidding. Because of social media and the onslaught of armchair detectives, pictures and information of people who may look like the man in the photo circulated, causing death threats and harassment. That is unfortunate. At a press conference February 22nd, officers were visibly shaken and upset when talking about the two girls and asked for the public's assistance in help finding the culprit. And there's the entire thing there, press conference there. I'm not going to watch that because that's like way too long. Though the information police can offer the public is limited, they do have a full video, quite possibly the entire murder recorded on Libby's phone. Now, this just got a little interesting. Just because we haven't released the information to the media doesn't mean we don't have more information, explained Sergeant Tony Slocum of the Indiana State Police. Some of the facts we don't release are only known to the person who committed the crime, which makes sense. It does make sense. Like I talked about this last night with Jeanette Hercombe, or whatever her name was. There wasn't enough information released by the police in order for, armchair detectives or web sleuths to look into this and be like, hold on, ein Minuten bitte, we can take a quick look at this and see if we can figure it out. There is nothing of the sort. It was just like, and I understand why they don't want to release the information about the possibility of her having recorded her death. I get that. No one wants that. No one's asking for that, to be honest. Even I, who am a morbid person, don't even want to see that. So it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, just like some more information just to be able to figure it out. I think would be pretty good. So police released a recording of the suspect saying down the hill taken from a video on Libby's phone. In the recording that police released, we're hoping it might shed some light to recognize the killer's voice. You can hear a male voice instructing the girls to go down the hill. And again, there's an audio clip here, but it looks like it might be gone. The video is unavailable. Let's take a quick look here. Okay, so the account associated has been terminated. Maybe it was the killer trying to figure it out. Let's just take a look here. Delphi murders audio. Okay. All right, I just want the audio clip. But does that sound like he is telling them, like he's ordering them, right? That there's no inflection in his voice. It's calm. It's calm voice. The voice there, and they don't know if it's this guy or not, but I mean, it's possible that it's this guy, but still, it's garbled and unhelpful, Carrie M. I agree with you, but at the same time, there's no inflection there. He's not screaming, "Go down the hill." He's not saying it with any kind of force or emotion behind his voice. It's almost like he's saying, "Yeah, go down the hill," and blah, 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 like that's it. And so it's one of those things where I don't fully believe that. All right, so video showing the timeline of the location crimes and photo edits. Professional crime scene animator Gray Hughes, known for his work on the Jodi Arias case, uploaded a video to YouTube showing the locations and the crime scene flow. So let's take a look at this here. It's 4:45. Okay, I don't want to go through 4:45. I'm sorry. If it was like a minute, maybe we'd watch it, but the whole thing, probably not. Okay, so the Delphi community comes together to help the families. Abigail Williams and Liberty German doing a benefit fundraiser. Okay. On Saturday, a local pizzeria, the Pizza King, held a fundraiser. That's good. Tracy Martin from the Pizza King said, "We know the families. It's a small community. We just stick together." This is for Abby and Libby and their families. Totally cool. And they had sold 300 pizzas. That's like literally like 1% of the town. Okay, information leading to the arrest of the killer is needed. That's true. The FBI, who is currently handling all tips related to this case, is asking for our help. They are looking for anyone whose behavior changed on or after February 13th. Here are some things to look out for. Has a different sleep pattern now, started abusing drugs or alcohol when they wouldn't have beforehand, has become like, anxious or irritable, has followed this case and what the media is releasing with the sense of that is not normal, has been having ongoing conversations about where they were on February 13th. Now that's interesting because those are questions like a profiler might be using to try to determine who the killer is or potential suspect. And I get it though. I mean, clearly if a person had murdered 2 young girls, right, like have a different sleeping pattern, started abusing drugs, so on and so forth. But I have questions that haven't been answered yet, which is, were the girls sexually assaulted? It's a hard question to ask, and it's an even harder question to get the answer for, because you don't want it to be that way. You don't want to think about that. But if the girls are sexually assaulted, that at least gives you some idea of what kind of perpetrator you're dealing with, what kind of person is out there. I mean, taking a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old who are just walking down a train track or hiking in the middle of the day, in the middle of February, where it was 43-degree weather. I mean, you have to ask those questions. It's unfortunate. So it does look like the bridge from Stand By Me a little bit. Yes, that's very true. So that's something to consider. It's a hard question to ask, but it's very true. All right. The reward has more information leading to, that's $50,000 if they find the killer as of this writing. Police urge anyone with tips to contact them or email the sheriff's department. Okay, our thoughts go out to the families affected by the sense of tragedy. We hope the killer is found and justice is swift and appropriate, which is very true. Very true. So someone here with the name I Might Be a Cunt says, I'm actually one town over from Delphi. The story broke while I was home for a family emergency. Murders are relatively rare in this part of Indiana, especially murders of young girls, which is why people are talking a lot about it. Where I grew up, I never locked my car door. I wasn't worried about muggings, never thought about the need to be really that afraid of strangers. Like, I knew about stranger danger, but I never experienced anything remotely sketchy, so I think that's why it's gotten so much attention. Hard to believe they still don't have a lead on this case. Okay, and so I guess there's a podcast called The True Crime Garage, and that's what they're working on right there. Okay, so let's take a look here at the news station. But real quick, though, and this is what that whole thing, the last thing we went through, didn't even say, is the person they're looking for. I mean, they're on railroad tracks, right? They were found not far. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look. Delphi, Indiana. All right, Delphi, Indiana. Okay, so this is Delphi. And, okay, so it's not very big, right? But where's the train tracks? Because, they were supposed to, I'm assuming the train tracks are probably running along by the river or something. I could be wrong. But the point is, well, let's see here. God, I'm going to have to ask this question. Where did the Delphi murders take place? Let's see if we can find an investigation. Okay. All right. It's been almost 3 months. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, 16,000 tips. Wow. Okay. This is all. Okay, they were all take the advantage of a warm February day. Right, a warm 43 degrees is not. Maybe it's warm for there. Their bodies were found the next morning on a private. They're hiking along the Monon High Bridge. Okay, so let's take a look here. And their bodies were found on private property. Search Google Monon High Bridge. Okay. So, Can we do satellite? Okay, so this is what looks like where they were. This is the bridge. So it's not a railroad track. I was wrong. It's not a railroad track. Okay, the dude in the photo was confirmed to have taken part in the murder. Police later confirmed that he at least participated in the murder. But can you link me to that, DKJ Spec? Link me to that one. So this is where, I don't know which way they were walking, but it's entirely possible that they were walking this pathway. And, I mean, what's down over here? So if they were grabbed, this might have been the private property that they were found on. So there's that. It's entirely possible that's where it was. But, I mean, if you look, this trail, it goes a ways up there. Close this out. So they were dropped off here, and they took the trail. And there's a nature reserve right there, but this is a private property, so I'm pretty sure it's either this location or this location, and they're off the bridge. Not too far. And then down the hill. All right, so if he's arguing down the hill. It's too bad I can't find a topography map to get an idea. The Indie Star paper. Okay, well, this is the Indie channel. We'll just go through this real quick. All right, so girls found dead 1 mile away. So I don't quite know where that is. Let's go back to the terrain here. Okay, so they were found. What it's saying is they were found right around this area where that bend is. So I was off a little bit there. So they must have been walking back across. Okay, so they were found right in this area. Because the Mary Gerard Nature Preserve might be the private property. So it's in. We don't know yet, but keep that in mind. Okay. The first few days, investigators spent hours collecting evidence and interviewing anyone who might have been able to give them a clue as to what happened. Two key pieces of evidence have been the Delphi team's focus: a photo of an unidentified man walking along the bridge, and a short audio clip of a man's voice saying the words down the hill. Both pieces of media were taken by Libby on her cell phone. Both are believed to be the chief suspect in the girls' murders. Let's see here. Despite thousands of tips and leads, police are still trying to find the man in the photo. Flyers, billboards, and even commercials seek information about the girls' murders have popped up across the country, which generated even more potential case-changing information. But because of the widespread attention from around Indiana as far away as Russia, I feel like, okay, I that's such a weird thing to say in there. Okay, I just have to, okay, God damn it, I have to look. Did, go to Trump. I have to look. Okay, Donald Trump won Indiana. Okay. Yeah, that's why that's there. That's such a politicized little thing there too. Okay, well, fucking hell. Indiana electoral map. There we go. Okay. Yeah, pretty much all of it went to Trump, except for a couple places that were blue. The reason why I'm bringing it up is I'm looking into that because it's like, even as far away as Russia, you can clearly tell what that line is trying to indicate. That's all. Tangent on that side over, but that's pretty much what they're trying to indicate there. All roads lead to Russia, Abaddon. You are so correct. It's been a struggle for investigators to keep fake information about the murders from spreading. In the same paragraph as Russia. Is that a goddamn troll job or what? State police have had to debunk dozens of rumors, including multiple reoccurring ones that connect the man who owns the property where the girls' bodies were found, Ron Logan, to their murders. Especially after Logan was arrested and pleaded guilty to unrelated charges of driving on a suspended license the same day the girls went missing. So, clearly it wasn't him. Logan was questioned in connection to the murders, but he's not labeled a suspect. And then, okay, so Delphi is a small town, less than 3,000 people, and Police Chief Steve Mullen said they've always felt they were safe, but Libby and Abby's murders have changed that. Chief Mullen said one of the hardest things he's had to deal with since the investigation is fear that it's brought to the community, which always makes sense in these particular situations. They do. a small town, few thousand people, everyone knows everybody. This sort of thing rockets through it. It just rockets through it. It's like it spreads like herpes and glitter. It goes everywhere. And then it's once that genie's out of that bottle, you cannot put it back in for a long, long time. So it's definitely interesting in that regard. Now he says here that those people who before maybe wouldn't lock their doors are now locking their doors. Those people who maybe were there before or were not before so concerned every second about where their children are now are. It's much different than ever. It's been our community than ever has been before, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Carroll County Sheriff Toby Lazenby says this kind of incident is unprecedented as this is a tight-knit Indiana community. Which means, again, to me, because of how tight-knit this is, to me this spells out one of two scenarios, right? One of two scenarios is what this essentially says to me. First scenario is it's a drifter. It's a drifter coming through town, walking through the trails, ended up just going out there, and then all of a sudden the drifter, he kills like the two girls. Okay? Kills them, moves on with his day. They weren't found until the next day. They were a mile away from the trail when they were taken or when they were killed, and there's been no details about the murders released just yet. Not even like simple details. Again, going back to the question of, were they sexually assaulted? And again, you have to ask that question. But because it hasn't been suggested thus far, I'm going to go on a limb and just say that it probably never happened, which is a very good thing that they were not sexually assaulted, because that's horrible. But the reason why I say that is because, given our society, the salacious nature of how we kind of take in informative murder porn, people out there very much want to know this information. And so as a result of that, they'd want to know, were they sexually assaulted? Was this going to be an episode of Law & Order SVU? Like, could this be used, sort of thing? Because that's always salacious tabloid-esque headlines. Girls, Indiana Delphi murder, sexually assaulted before death. Like, some fucking tabloid would run that headline because they want the clicks, because it's so salacious, because it's so horrible. It pokes at the innocence of just post-pubescent life, the innocence of being a young girl, all of those things. It evokes many emotions. And the fact that it hasn't been mentioned, to me, says they weren't. So there's that. 7, Beetle of Doom. No, the girls are not alive. They were killed. So that's definitely... I don't know if drifters make up a large amount of unresolved murder cases, but they do definitely make up a couple. So... so there's definitely that. Okay, so he goes on to say that we've worked all tragic cases, but nothing like this. I can't even put anything close to this case. Yeah, because you're a small, tight-knit town. Oh, sorry. Option number 2 there. They knew the killer. And they got themselves in a situation where they saw something go down. Let's... Okay, hold on. Let me look this up. Carroll County, Indiana. Okay, so here we go right here. Carroll County, Indiana. A little bit northwest of... Okay. Carroll County, Indiana. All right. Is there Carroll County, Indiana? Opioid... I'm spelling opioid wrong, but... Okay, heroin addiction sweeps small towns. Now, this is why I want to bring this up. This is from August 22nd. It doesn't say what year. I'm assuming last year. Okay, predominantly white middle-class town of nearly 17,000 people is in the heart of Carroll County, a rural but increasingly suburban area outside of Baltimore. Wait a minute. Is there Baltimore around here? Is there Baltimore, Indiana? I don't know. Indianapolis, Bloomington, Bedford, Brazil. Is this 4? I mean, there's different, right? This might not be the right thing. Okay, Carroll County Times. Oh, 7 drug overdose. Baltimore City. Okay. The Carroll County. Oh, all right. Hold on. Let me just double check this real quick. Okay, type Baltimore City in Indiana. Yeah, okay, so there's Baltimore City, Indiana. Small town. It's in Warren County. So Warren County is not here, but it's near here. Okay, so follow me on this thread. Okay, this is the whole point. Seven drug overdoses reported Friday morning, just a couple weeks, 3 weeks before these girls go missing. At least 7 drug overdoses occurred in Carroll County between 10 a.m. and noon Friday, indicating especially potent illegal drugs in the area that are more likely to cause an overdose. You've got you got that. There's a community overdose alert around 1:30 p.m. If you or someone you know uses illegal drugs, please be aware that using these extra potent drugs may lead to an overdose, even when used in small amounts, according to the health department. If you are with someone who overdoses, call 911, administer whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the reason why I'm looking at drugs is because look at the location of the location here. Okay, so the location in Delphi where they were found. I think it was Hi Mom. It was somewhere over here. Where the fuck that goddamn bridge did that bridge snake at? God damn it. I lost it on here. Hold on. Molden High Bridge. Okay. So, we're taking a look here. All right. Just as a thing. Okay, I was on the other side of town. All right. So, we've got Delphi right here. Okay. Carroll County Golf Course. All right. Small 3,000 person town. They're on the outskirts. This is literally the outskirts of town. It goes fucking nowhere, right? Like the trail goes all the way down. See, look at this trail right here. It goes all the way down past this. I'm assuming it might just go from there to here. All right, it might just go from there, starts there, and then goes to there. What's out here? You've got these houses, so it's just that house and whatever stuff's right there. This house, that house, these houses right here. Almost nothing out there in terms of people. A couple houses here and there. Girls walking along this way. I want to know, is this where there have been many, many, many drug busts recently? So this is the other point I'm trying to say here. 3,000 person, tight-knit town. This is a remote, out-of-the-way location that would be perfect for a drug deal or a drug sale. Their bodies were found in this region right over here. So not far off the trail as a whole. As you can see, this is definitely cemented. Past this, it looks like it becomes just a trail, right? Like maybe some loose dirt or whatever. But that's really about it. And then you've got whatever the fuck that is right there. I think the outline of the property. So the idea there is that probably, given the fact that there were 7 drug overdoses just a couple weeks earlier, and you've got, hey, what's going on, LSM? How are you? So you've got 7 overdoses, okay? But there are also 192 non-fatal overdoses of heroin in Carroll County in 2016. 192. That's a lot. That is very much a lot. So it makes you wonder if there's a lot of heroin. Because keep in mind, the opioid epidemic is pretty crazy. Okay, that's a pretty big thing. And especially, this is going to sound bad to some of you guys that are the Trump supporters, but in Trump-supporting counties, opioid problems have been higher than non-Trump supporting counties. That's an odd political factoid to put out there, but that's just what it is. So you've got that. But you've got 16 people died from heroin overdoses last year. Okay. I mean, it's on the outskirts of town, but it's like, here's the town. Here's where you would go to get away from everything else, right? I mean, everything else. It's remote. It's remote. There's no one out there. There's farms. You could do that. Go out there, shoot up, so on and so forth. I'm starting to think that's more of, and meth is also a big problem too. Don't get me wrong. But opioid has been a big issue right now, especially everything following it. Or following the whole Jeff Sessions pot's as bad as fucking heroin, which is so stupid. So, it's one of those things where you've got something like that. because that to me is where, let's see here. Let's take a quick another Google search. Monon High Bridge arrests. Let's just take a look. Okay, so on April 11, 2017, Delphi entered Indiana landmarks to repair High Monon Bridge. Okay, so it's run down, right? It's run down. It's derelict. It means it's probably not heavily.
The two girls were last seen.
Okay, let's see here. The bridge the two murder girls were will be rescued and repaired. Okay. So the bridge is built in 1891. Okay, so it's a most endangered list, 2016. Okay. All right, so the High Bridge has been a popular destination for generations, including a period when it carried trains. I thought it was a train track. Okay. But it's never been considered a safe structure for pedestrians. All right. So this was a train. This was a railroad at some point, and they probably walk across it. But during February, during that time of year, there's probably not a lot of people that are out there walking around, right? Like how many people would go out there? So this guy probably maybe has something to do with it, but who knows? He could be out there trying to score a drug hit. Could be out there trying to score drugs, and then the dealer comes up and there's these two girls there, or they witness something that they shouldn't see. Maybe he's following them because they saw something, or because they want to make sure they didn't see something, and then it just kind of escalated. No one would hear them out there. So, so there's definitely that. And okay, so they've okay. Indiana teen's killer may have met police. This is something new. We're gonna get to this one though here in a second. I want to go back over and so take a look. So there's DNA evidence at the scene.
From the cell phone.
Balls, god damn it. I don't care. Fucking autoplay videos. I hate that shit. I'm trying to fucking solve a goddamn murder, motherfucker. So, okay. So, there was a Monon flasher. I don't know what that is. Okay. So. Alright, and then you've got the media looking at where it's at. So, we'll get back to that one. So, let's jump over back to this story where we left off at. 4chan could solve whatever this is, probably. It's definitely one of those situations where I do believe, based on what I'm seeing, based on the proximity of this, because I knew places like this. Every town has places like this. Every town has that out of the way. Everyone knows this location. Yeah, some people walk out there to go walking, but other times that I try to cover up another one of my murders each night. Yeah, that's right. I don't really leave the house right now. So that's not happening. Oh my God. Okay. So what we're looking at here with the Delphi murders, I think that essentially that this dude, whomever it is, probably killed him for over drugs. That's what it's telling me. That's what it's telling me. Okay, so Chief Mullen said the investigation has been hard on his officers, and all the investigators have come to help. Those involved have been focused and determined, leaving little time to take care of themselves. Sheriff Lazenby said that even 3 months in, they still have to make people take a day off to recuperate. The support from the following cases has helped Sergeant Holman called the support they're receiving overwhelming. Pictures and notes of thanks line the investigators' headquarters in Delphi. And wait, is this someone else? No, it's the wrong one. Okay, so pictures and notes line the investigation's headquarters in Delphi, greeting law enforcement as they come in, reminding them why they're there to find Abby and Libby's killer. All right, I don't really care about this right now. I understand that the city is trying to be supportive and shit. I want facts. I want details. Details are what you look at here. So investigators still need your tip. All right. You can report any major changes if a person started. Okay, this still the whole drug thing. Okay. Anything else down here? No. All right. So we're looking at essentially. There's that. It's just one of those things where it's like there's again. I understand that they're trying to put out the base information in order to get the community to look into this here, but in order to, I think, have a solid understanding of what went down, in order to kind of have a more specific thing to look for. There's details that got to be known. This is how Burning Eagle, they have not released a cause of death from what I found. right? They haven't. That's just, they haven't done it. Let me take a look here. How did the Delphi murderers die? See, so here's 2 months later, 5 questions. Okay, so who was the man in the picture? Who was he directing in the voice clip? Where was he sending them? Clearly, did he act alone? How were the girls killed? Here we go. Despite autopsies being completed, investigators have not released the cause of death for German and Williams. There have been no mentions of observed wounds or trauma of the girls when their bodies were discovered. Police have also not said whether they are looking for a murder weapon of any kind. While the cause of death remains foggy, the manner of death is clear. The case is being investigated as a double homicide, the first in the city in more than 20 years. Okay, so there's been no mentions of observed wounds or trauma of the girls. Okay, so even the people who were out looking for them haven't come forward to say what they saw. Somebody would. Had the girls been executed with a gun, they probably would have said there were gunshot wounds. There was blood everywhere. That would be a thing. If they were killed via a knife, very similar. Bludgeoned with a rock or a stick, very similar. You would have cast off pattern from a knife. Okay, so there would be blood spatter. There would be a cast off pattern. A cast off pattern is when you stab once, right? No blood, but you pull the blade out and you continue stabbing. Every time you plunge that blade in and you pull it out, it brings out blood and it casts it against the wall. So it's a cast off pattern that happens with that. So if there's anything like that, there might have been blood spatter around the area. There would have been a scene. There would have been, it would have been gory to an extent, because it always looks worse until the wounds are cleaned up because of blood and the way we perceive that shit. And stuff always looks worse as it is. So there's entirely possible. Tracy Peter for Life said, Pete for Life, PD for Life, sorry, I said that wrong. She said that it's possible that forced OD. We know that 7 drug overdoses have happened inside of the city, or inside of the county just a few weeks earlier. There's a new kind of potent version of heroin that's running around. 192 overdoses happened in 2016. 16 people died from overdoses around the same time. So that's something to consider as well. You've got 2 girls, maybe they were high on heroin. Maybe they OD'd on heroin. Maybe the guy in this picture was the dude they were looking to meet to score heroin. I don't know if that's true. I'm not trying to suggest that it is. I'm really pointing out that it's a potential theory because we don't know what the police said. We don't know what information there is because they've been so unclear about the cause of death. The fact they haven't been looking for a murder weapon. They're treating it as a double homicide. It could be that they're looking for the dealer who gave them drugs. That could be what they're looking for. You could see that the man in the picture there is maybe a person they want to find out if this guy actually happens to have drugs or not. So, Steven, I'm not going to sit there and demonstrate on a freaking Capri Sun. Follow the money. What money? They were 13 and 14. They were 13 and 14. What money did they have? I mean, granted, what money would they have to buy heroin? So that's why it's one of the reasons why it's a very ridiculous concept. How would you know, right? Could it be possible they did some kind of suicide pact or something? I have a feeling if they would have left a note, they would have probably been issuing it as a suicide. Because you can tell a suicide. They'd have to, unless these girls were like, man, I really want to stage our suicides to make it look like somebody murdered us. We're going to take a photo of some rando walking on this trail in the middle of February, in the middle of the afternoon when it's 43 degrees out. We're not dressed at all for the weather. And then we're going to do this. I mean, that's a little crazy. Additionally, where they were discovered, over in this region right here, I mean, people would have been walking through, but they weren't discovered until they were called out missing until 5 or 6 p.m., which means people wouldn't have got out there till 7 or 8 p.m., mobilized to go and search. And you're talking, nighttime in Indiana in February is probably going to be about, 5 or 6 p.m., somewhere in there. So it was dark, and they probably didn't find them until the morning. But I'm wondering if they were down over here and everything else. So let's take a look at this here. Okay, so the teen's killer may have met police, prosecutors say. So the Carroll County prosecutor Robert Ives told Fox 59, the law of averages favors it. Thousands of tips that have poured in and the hundreds of doors police and FBI agents have knocked on in connection with the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. Investigators say they've possibly met the killer or killers, or may have a clue that will wrap up the case. They just don't know it yet. That's such a, I get that's such an optimistic thing to say. It's like, well, we've talked to lots of people in this small town, and it's entirely possible that we've met the killer. Yeah, it's entirely possible anyone's met the killer. That's like a reassuring thing to say. That's also a load of horseshit. So, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. All right. So, there's an excellent chance that in these tips, somebody has named the right person, said Ives of more than 13,000 submissions that have come into investigators. When you ask me, it's possible for some police officer has talked to him. I think it's extremely likely that it's happened. Now, let's take a quick second to kind of unpack that. Now, one of the things they said in another article was that they did not want to release a lot of details about this thing because they were afraid of accusations being filed. They were or being flung at other people. They were afraid of these accusations getting out there and causing mass hysteria and panic in this small, tight-knit town, right? Which makes sense. That you could imagine there being a real Freddy Krueger situation here, where you've got you got the loner in town, and people suspect that that he killed some kids, like Freddy Krueger. No, he killed kids, but they went and they fucking torched him in his cabin and they killed him. Mob justice in those kind of towns would probably be more likely than not, right? Take someone out back to the woods, no one will find them, pop 2 rounds in the back of their head, and leave them for dead. No one would find them, and that could be a thing. So that's something to consider with this. That is something heavily to consider, because that might be what's going on. And, all right, so I think so they say that from a command center in the town square of Delphi, authorities have served more than approximately 70 subpoenas and a couple search warrants approved by Ives in the pursuit of the man who abducted and murdered the girls near the Moonon High Bridge east of town. The thing is, they don't even really know if that was the guy that did it. So they're looking for someone as a suspect, but they're saying here in pursuit of the man who did it. Who's to say it's a man? It could have been a woman. It could have been a couple. It could have been whatever. So you've got that. Jared, you live close to Delphi? Have you heard anything about this specifically? Okay, if we're looking for third-party data, we're looking for information from a company or a business that the business acquires in the course of its business that might relate to the investigation. We send a subpoena. If you're looking for evidence that relates directly to a proof of a crime, and it's in the realm of privacy in a person's home or a person's phone or a person, it doesn't even matter, none of that shit. That was true in the arrest of a local man known to investigators last weekend who's being held without bond on a probation violation. Okay. Sheriffs and state probation officers have questioned registered sex offenders in several North and Central Indiana counties to determine their whereabouts on the day the girls were murdered, and then confirmed those accounts with other interviews and polygraph examinations. Okay, so they basically like, hey, where were you? Would you take a polygraph? Okay, I get you. This is really an unprecedented thing for Carroll County, said Ives. There have been or will be charges relating to things that have been uncovered. Sure. Each day, the small town of almost 3,000 people is flooded with police officers from across Indiana and federal agents from across the county, all searching for the clue that will lead to the girl's killer. That does make sense. And okay, so this is all about the fucking report and shit. Investigators say they're anxiously waiting for a DNA test. To come in from the FBI. So we have this one right here. The DNA test came in. DNA evidence was discovered. So let's see what's going on. Jared, I showed pictures of the guy, and you can see him in the distance behind the tree. Is that the one where you've got like they're walking on the bridge and it looks like there's someone back there on the back of the bridge? Is that the one you're talking about, Jared? Because I did point that out at the beginning of this thing. That looked to be very interesting. So that's oh, Jesus Christ, Gus, shut the fuck up. It could have easily been a bully, says Trippy Poop. It's entirely possible. It could have been a bully. It was President's Day that day, so it's entirely possible that, or whatever holidays in February, I think it was President's Day. Maybe, I don't know anymore. Martin Luther King Day? Whatever day. I think the girl said day off of school. Yeah, okay, Jared. So that's the one that I showed already, and it looked like there was someone in the back, and then it showed the other guy walking towards them. I'm not gonna lie, that would be creepy as shit. You're a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl, and you're sitting out there, and someone comes walking up, and they're bundled up because it's fucking cold outside. So, all right. So investigators say they discovered DNA evidence at a crime scene where two Indiana teenagers were murdered last week. The evidence now is top priority. It's a strong lead in a case authorities have been clamoring for any clue about the suspect who murdered 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German. So this is clearly on the bridge portion, I believe. In an attempt to identify the possible murder suspect, investigators previously released a grainy suspect photo and a chilling audio of a man's voice saying "down the hill," and now a DNA sample. We asked for a fast track, makes sense. Police haven't said specifically what kind of evidence they recovered. Investigators believe the girls met the suspect in a chance encounter, or the person knew they were going to be there. Libby German's decision to make a recording provided police with their best information. Now, it's entirely possible that Libby was recording this, knowing that something might have been wrong. But again, just the vocal pattern of the man didn't indicate that there was anything wrong. Down the hill. What's down the hill? I don't know. I'm not out that area. I'm not there. So you think it was a hobo, Steven? You want me to go undercover as a hobo? Do you guys want to fund a trip for me to go to? You guys want to fund a trip in order for me to head down there in to Indiana and do an investigation? That's going to cost some serious super chat. I'm just saying it's some serious fucking super chat. So we've got that going on. Okay, let me bring this back up here. Okay, so the bodies were discovered along the edge of Deer Creek in Delphi, which is about a half mile away from the high bridge, an abandoned rail bridge over Deer Creek. That was the last place the two girls were seen. They were supposed to meet with their family members later Monday evening, but the teens didn't show up. So they're asking for all that stuff. So, okay. All right, Delphi man shows Fox 59 the crime scene where a searcher made the discovery of the two teens' bodies. Okay, so the property owner where the bodies of the two missing girls were found is speaking out as police continue to search for the killer, giving Fox 59 a look at the crime scene that sits deep in the woods on his private lot. The gruesome discovery was made on Ron Logan's 40-acre lot by a neighbor who volunteered to help with the search. So I think it was across the river, because it's right here next to Deer Creek. And why this is completely fucked up in terms of Google is interesting. Ridge Creek. But right here, 40-acre lot, right? This must be the 40-acre lot this guy's talking about. Or this is the 40-acre lot. I got no idea. This could be there's a lot of open space out here. Okay. Let's close that out. All right. So I'm going to take you down here and show you everything on how they could have gotten here. You're going to be just as confused as I was as to how these two little girls got from here from the high bridge with all this rough terrain. Someone making out. Okay. Was there a video here? We're just going to watch the video.
State police and the Carroll County Sheriff confirmed the two bodies found Tuesday near Deer Creek, east of Delphi, are those of 13-year-old Abby Williams and 14-year-old Libby German.
We're going to get to the bottom of this. We feel confident, and we're going to do everything we can within our resources to reach justice in this situation.
While the autopsies confirm double homicide, investigators are still not saying how the girls were killed.
Some of that information could be key in a prosecution, and so I feel like that information at this current time needs to be protected so that we make sure that the case is properly handled.
But they do say whoever killed the girls is still on the loose.
We have nobody in custody at this time. So as far as I'm concerned, yes, there is somebody out there that did this horrendous crime, and we're going to track them down.
The girls' bodies were found near a popular hiking trail about 50 feet from the edge of Deer Creek on the property of Ron Logan. He says investigators were out there all Tuesday night into Wednesday.
hundreds of cars and vehicles and trucks, those generator trucks that keep the lights going and all those sort of things were here, by the dozens.
Police will not say if they think the girls were killed at that spot or killed somewhere else and left there. Investigators say they haven't identified any suspect or person of interest, and while they're not telling people to avoid the trail system, they are encouraging caution.
I feel that folks should continue with business as usual, but be more mindful and watch their surroundings.
Okay, so don't need that thing there. That was not the story. That was not the story at all. That makes no fucking sense. It's like you figured they would show this guy. All right. So there's definitely that. Sorry guys. I was I didn't realize I had the audio turned down on OBS there. So, okay. How these little girls got here from the high bridge with all this rough terrain without somebody making them come here. Where'd be the rough terrain? Too bad I can't get like a ground view of it. So, it's possible. I mean, it is entirely possible that if they were on the bridge down the hill, might be talking about that right there because it's got a hill to come up, right? It might be down the hill or down the hill. We'll figure that one out. Oh, wait, wrong. There we go. Right speaker was dead during video playback. That's odd. I don't know why that would happen. Is everything... let's see. Everything's fine on my end. I don't know. I do not know, motherfuckers. I do not know. Okay. All right. There were hundreds of cars and vehicles with generator trucks that kept the lights going. That the whole woods lit up like a football field. And officials searched every inch of Logan's 40 acres in the woods behind the nearby Morning Heights Cemetery. Okay, here we go. That's giving us an idea. Nearby Morning Heights Cemetery. Do you fuckers see a cemetery anywhere? Is that it right here? Nope, that's someone's house. Where is the cemetery? Nearby. That's just creepy. Alright, well, I don't see a cemetery here, so I don't even know. The Stone Bleeds. I use the Rode scissor arm. It's like $99 on Amazon. All right. Let's see. Officials searched every inch of the place. Okay. Morning Heights. Let's just Google this real quick. Find a grave. Morning Heights Cemetery. All right. Check out the maps. Delphi, Indiana. So Morning Heights Cemetery, technically, according to Google, does not exist. Just wanted to double check that. Okay. All right. Right now, the suspect or suspects still on the run. Logan's lived on the property for 50 years, and he believes it would have been a tough area for the girls to hike through. The high bridge is right across a creek here, and it runs all the way down across a creek, and the lands join together. The spot where they join together is the last area where the photographs of the two girls. They would have to come over through this territory, not an easy trip. So, I said the land comes together. Don't know what the fuck that means. Is it right there? That's kind of an odd thing. Again, a video would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Okay. All right. Let's see. Police are processing the evidence gathered here, hoping for clues that lead the person. Okay, lead to find them. All right. So at this point, because it's only like 4 months old, everything. Let's see, anything else here? Wow, I got a lot of tabs open. All right, we're gonna look up Web Sleuths. Maybe Web Sleuths has got something here. Okay, these guys might have some shit right there. It's definitely a creepy fucking story. So, but there's not a lot going on with it right now. Okay, police ID bodies. Thread 1, thread 2. All right. Oh, pardon me, didn't mean to burp. Sorry about that. Okay. So the Indiana State Police, this is like the original thing there. Screenshot. What's the screenshot here? I'm not logged in. I got a great account for this thing. All right, so yeah, so okay, there's people is talking about it. Here's the Intelligence Diffusion Center. It's what they're looking for. I mean, they don't even know what this guy is, essentially. There we go. It's like enhance. That's really shitty. That's like super shitty. Can't even fucking look at that shit. All right. Stupid Firefox. Okay. So, all right. Abandoned railroad bridge. Iconic photo op in Deer Creek. Like many other girls, pause, takes a fun picture. Social media account. Delphi mother Molly Johnson told WLFI that the bridge is a gathering spot for many members of their community. Kids go swimming there. They go fishing. They jump in. They take senior pictures there. They go and hang out. It's a very friendly, safe place that everyone's been to. Okay, see, I understand the idea there that everyone's been there. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to check out one thing. Let's take a look at images here. Like this woman taking some shots out there. So you get an idea for like how long this is. This is where the girls are walking. It's like 65 feet tall. They weren't pushed off and fell to their death, clearly. Kids go jumping off this thing in the summertime, is what they're saying. Because look how tall this is. This is what the girls are walking across right here. So kids go and they jump off that. So once they're up there, they're trapped, essentially, if that guy's following them, if they can't get away. Yeah, Nick, they didn't release a cause of death, and they haven't said they're looking for any kind of weapon. So the likelihood of them actually dying, I'm thinking strangulation, or the idea that they OD'd on a drug, and they don't want to announce that because that's an unusual thing, is definitely something that definitely needs something. Oh, Abaddon, you said I need a detective hat. I don't have a detective hat, but I've got my mundane mad hat on. Oh yeah, this exists. It's awesome. Put it on backwards. Mundane Matt. I need a magnifying glass, clearly. So, gives you an idea of how tall it is. I mean, the bridge is nice and everything else. It's pretty long. A lot of stuff out there. I mean, okay, can we get a good look? Okay, because look at this photo right here. All right, view image. Balls. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna zoom in. So I don't know if that's gonna fucking work or not. I'm trying to find like a recreation of that image, from on the bridge, right? Because there's the image on the bridge. You found a topographical map of the area, Gary? Can you post the link? When this game come out? Oh man, February 13th, man. ARG, man, best ever. That's fucking horrible. Okay. So that's not very big. Okay, high bridge. I'm assuming that the first image we saw was them looking back this direction. All right, Delphi. Okay, they've reclaimed that. As if that's going to be a thing, really. Okay, you're sending me a tweet. That's cool. All right, so to get an idea, this is, again, pretty fucking long. Pretty long bridge. And, goddamn. It's like, I'm assuming whoever they saw in the image, whoever they saw in that image, okay. So whoever they saw right over here, because, okay, look, you can see the different platforms out there, right? And she's over the first leg of the water right there. So, the bridge. Let's see here. Okay. So we see the trees right there. And I'm assuming that the trees would have been probably here. I think. Wait. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay. Where are the platforms? We're moving this. Look at the platforms here. You see the platform right there? The platform's on the side. I think she's by one of the platforms. So there's one on this side. No, wait. There's no. There's trees on that side. So she's facing this direction. She's facing east in this photo. Look at the trees right here. They coincide with this. And they were on the left-hand side. Thanks a lot, Mitzi. I'm having a lot of fun doing them. So she's facing... This is east, I believe. And so east would be this direction. I'm trying to think. Yeah, so this is where... Okay, they were walking this direction. They were walking down this path right here. They're walking east this way. And whoever they saw was... The details across the way... Down over there might be somebody, might be something. The trees are right here, right? You can see there's logs in the woods and it looks like there's something right there. I can't get a better look. Let's bring this up right here. I don't need a goddamn fucking Shutterstock. Okay. So, maybe the log's right there. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong thing. Okay, it's not that... Oh, fuck, god damn it. Click the wrong button. I might be wrong. I think I might be wrong. Okay. So the trees are right there. So here's the trees. Here's the logs. So I got that wrong. So there's no logs. But this is the trees. The trees right here. And this would be probably facing west. Okay, so they are walking east. Okay, so they are walking east. And that is to the west right there. I was wrong. So retract that previous part. I got that information wrong. So, if we actually catch a killer, that'd be pretty cool, Spoony Bard. I'd be okay with that. What's going on, Life Rotoll? So she's looking that way, which means that I thought the person was coming this direction. But if this is so this is kind of a popular space to hang out. But it's a spot, if you listen to the one woman, what she said, it's popular to hang out there. Kids take pictures, seniors take photos, right? Now, if I recall correctly, that's mostly done in the summer and the spring, warmer times, not when it's 43 degrees outside in the middle of February this year. Now, they did say that it was an unusually warm day, which might indicate why the girl is wearing light clothing and whatnot to come walk out here. And I'm pretty sure everyone in town is familiar with the high bridge because they all know about it. They go out there, kids jump off 65 feet to land into the water, which indicates that the water is deep enough to handle that. But at the same time, whoever was walking, so whoever followed them, whoever that guy was, either came in from the bridge trail right here or this entryway right here and was walking. So if you want my honesty, here's my take. This is my theory. So the girls were dropped off here, right? Or more accurately, where could they have pulled in at? Probably right here, right? They could have dropped off right there, walked over the Hoosier Harvester store. I wonder what they saw. And they caught the Hybrid Trail and they walked it out. Now, the person who killed them most likely exited out of over here because they were found over here dead towards the evening time. So, we don't know when they died. They haven't released that information yet. Then again, the weather might have also, because it was 27 degrees at night, colder weather, decomposition would take longer to get to. Who knows if they can actually determine when they actually died. But I'm assuming that the person walked out here or made their way, if they were down in this area, maybe that person crossed the creek and then took off. But if the person crossed the creek and then left, that would leave identifying marks in terms of footprints, as well as collecting mud, and there would be tracks, and they might be able to track the person in that particular direction. The police have not said that they have not released any information of what kind of items they might have found, any clues or anything left behind, any kind of physical items in terms of, like, let's say candy wrapper, gum wrapper, cigarette butts, soda can, bottled water, anything like that. They haven't talked about any kind of there's DNA evidence that has been found clearly, and hopefully that will lead to the killer. But you've got hey, what's going on, Bogsy? How are you, brother? And you figure anything else they would have left behind, right? Like there's nothing else that's been mentioned. And this is the biggest problem in these situations because they never fucking mention this stuff that could be helped to be using, you know. So what I'm thinking is this is pretty much what happened here. So jump back over to Web Sleuth here. Okay. If somebody out there, there's somebody out there that did do this crime, we're going to track them down. Police may have a lead. They released these two photos of this guy walking. Looks like he has a goatee. Here. This is a little bit better of an image. Now the thing is, if she was Snapchatting everything, you think she was? She was afraid of the guy, right? Now the guy is this dude? I can't tell if that's a jacket or a fanny pack. If it's a fanny pack, this dude is clearly in his mid-40s. Clearly in his mid-40s is what I think. So that's what I'm thinking here too. As a quick side thing, is Jack still here? Because he posted like a while ago, but I haven't seen him post recently. So I'm kind of curious about that. But because I pay attention to the chat. Someone said from last night's video, I didn't pay attention to the chat. It was Matt critiquing for. Wait. Yeah, hold on. Okay, Jack, you're cool, man. That's the sheriff. Thor says that's the sheriff. Where was that article at? Was it on Not Your Tango? Close that out. Take a look at this, guys. What we've got here. Take a look at this. All right, this dude, donut duster, Jesus Christ. The donut dust. Oh, God fucking damn it. Zoom in on that shit. Keep the fuck you stupid browser. When I zoom in, let me zoom in and close it out. Okay, so you got this dude, donut duster. Then you've got that thing right there. I mean, you can clearly see there's a mustache there. The build is remarkably similar, right? It's remarkably similar. Big guy, broad chest. I'm not making any claims specifically, but clearly old enough to warrant, to warrant wearing a fanny pack. He's old enough to be doing that, and that's just one of those things. I don't know how true that is or nothing like that, but it's one of those things where you don't know. But it looks like the guy. And fuck you, I'm not paying you 56 cents a week. So, could someone please forward the clothes they were wearing? TIA. Also, Lester mentioned the flat blue thing on the left quadricep. Or maybe what this is right there. It might just be the pixelation from the imaging. What are the closest? Oh, TIA, thanks in advance. Is Sheriff Fanny. That's... maybe he spotted them while they were high in the bridge and he was down low, then intercepted them. That's an interesting theory, too. The person was down over here, maybe, in this little patchy area, walking down the hill. Probably down the hill. Do we have any more? Did I close out that? Or might I close out that browser already? Imagine if Ken Bone was a cop. Yeah. Okay, cool, Jack. No, it's all good, dude. Don't even worry about it. I'm just, like, I was looking through the chat, and I'm like, I haven't seen Jack in a while, so I don't know what he's up to. So, because like the gang of wrenches is all here, it seems like. So you got that. Okay. Go back over to this. So, okay, so no one knows. Authorities not yet revealed where they found the picture, but it's been reported that they checked the phones upon discovering the girls' bodies. That's entirely possible. Especially if they took one from Snapchat. I'm sure someone might have actually like saved it or something, or one of her friends gave the information. I know there's a back and forth on the origins of the person of interest photo. Wouldn't be something the girls, but it wouldn't be something if the girls' smart thinking caught their killer. But wouldn't it be something? And that is definitely true. That makes sense. It's like if the girls had thought ahead. But again, it's such a peculiar thing. They might have got a weird vibe off the guy. That's what I'm thinking. I think they got a weird vibe off the guy because that essentially feels like what they were going after here. Okay, so they have two threads going. I don't know what the okay. So here's something about where the nearest closest cities are, and this is This is something. Lafayette is 30 miles. Indianapolis is 70 to 80 miles. Fort Wayne is 100 miles. Those are the bigger cities in the area. It's true, it could be somebody coming through. But if you want my honest opinion, looking at Carroll County, it might be somebody nearby. But, Lafayette's over here in a whole different county. It might be coming through, especially if it connects with Highway 25. Now, where does Highway 25 go? It goes to Logansport up here, right? And it goes to Lafayette down here. I would assume that your killer probably Lafayette or maybe Logansport. Direct route in, and probably might have been a drug deal. It's an odd theory to make, but that's what I'm getting. Well, the thing is, Jack, knowing what he sounds like is not going to give an identification to the person. He's not going to give an identification to the person at all, simply because there's no way of knowing what this person looks like, what this person is like at all. We have no other information other than he's a husky white dude with a fanny pack, what looks like a brown fanny pack. So, but then again, we also don't know the other context of those photos. We just know that they took 2 photos with the guy zoomed in. So I'm pretty sure that the girls, at least Abigail, is in those other photos. So the release from law enforcement says the photos were taken from a video camera in the area. Okay. All right. Okay, so Todd Carroll, County Sheriff, Lazenby, in a written statement yesterday said, based on the information learned from friends and family members, the police do not suspect foul play and have no information to believe the girls are in any kind of danger other than being exposed to the outside elements. So this was before they were found dead, is when they said, oh, there's no reason to suspect foul play. We just think that they're out there in the elements. But it's not that far, right? Like, this is, where would they have gone? I mean, just in general, look at this general region. Where would they have gone if they got lost in the woods? How far would you wouldn't have to go far if you were lost. These girls clearly knew the area. They clearly knew everything. They knew the high bridge well enough to go walk around in there, which means I'm pretty certain they knew the outlying areas and they knew how to get around. And so there's not a lot of force. You have a field up here, a field right here, a home and field right here. You have another creek right here. If they would have gone this direction, they would have come to the fucking overpass. They would have gone this direction. They would have easily been within view of any of the shit over here, or they would have known that it was nearby at least, especially if they walked by this house right here. They would have literally seen it. So them being out here and being exposed to the elements makes very little sense when the police said that. Doesn't that seem very odd? Right? Now, the question is, where is Sheriff Toby Lazenby? What is this guy? Oh my. Okay. I am not saying anything. This is pure speculation. Not saying anything. But here's the thing. You've got this dude. Hold on. Look at this. Just look at this. Look at the white guy, head down, walking that way, hoodie on, face clearly has a mustache and possibly a goatee. Okay? Then you look at this dude right here. All right? And then this is a guy the night that they're gone, saying, "Oh, no. We don't suspect foul play. Right? We just they're in the elements are all they have to worry about." And then the cops are not releasing the cause of death. They're not releasing any information surrounding possible sexual assault. They're not releasing any information about how they died or how they got there or whatever evidence they found other than DNA evidence, which has not come back yet from the FBI. Now, granted, that stuff takes time. I'm just saying. So, oh, come on, Chris Cloyd. This is not me in a couple years in a real job. I would never have a donut duster like that. I would trim off the beard, but I'd keep the goat. So I'm just saying, there's a similarity. There's a physical similarity between these two people. Not making any claim whatsoever. But that to me is a little bit cray-cray. So, all right. I don't look like the fanny pack guy. I've never even been to Indiana. Or have I? All right, let's jump over to thread 1 that they're talking about over here on thread 1. Okay. No response if they were wet. Why else would they practically invite people to use the trails and conduct their business as usual after 2-year-old are murdered? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this might be a little bit later on after the thread went down. Okay, so there's a Facebook group apparently. So the Facebook page is getting brutal, understandably so. Rumors are all over the place. And again, that's something that the sheriff, Mr. Donut Duster himself, has come out and said is very much the issue there. Is that they don't want rumor or speculation. I know an awful lot about fanny packs. My stepdad wears a fanny pack. It's very odd to go out with him in public. Okay. So let's we were blessed with bring this thing up here. If I could find it. God damn it. Okay, that's out of the loop shit. Okay, so let's look at the Delphi Topographical Map. Okay, Delphi region. Let's zoom the fuck in. We're east topographical map. We're Deer Creek area. This is the location where the girls went missing. Oh, come on. Give me a little bit more than that. All right, I'll take that. Okay, so let's take a look at the Google Maps to kind of line up the trail and where the hill might have gone down. So the trail follows the hill. So this looks like a hill right here. So what you got right here is a trail walking, and then there's a hill going down. You can see it going down right here. This is a stiffer ridge area, a lot more sharp. You've got it eases off right here as it gets to the point of where the bridge crosses. You can see that it's an easier pathway down. There's this little extra section right here, which would be this area right here would be kind of where that is. So you have to, okay, and then you can clearly see like there's the grade right there as well. So the girls walking down to get to here, but then it flattens out. So the guy they're talking to, whatever they said in down the hill, is clearly indicating at this point down the hill. So it's not this side of the bridge because they weren't over there, which would have been the other side of this, went down after the barrier thing. So the other side of this, it was flat there. So no. What we're looking at here is what's the... All right, well, not really giving much of a depth there. Can I see a satellite view? Let me see a satellite view. Okay. There's a trail right there, but it's overgrown and clearly... So this is... Okay, so what we're looking at here is clearly in the wintertime. So this is probably around the February. This is a good actual representation of what the terrain was like when the girls were probably walking around out there. It was dead. I mean, it was definitely... did I close out the goddamn thing? I might have closed out the fucking thing. Well, let's just take a look here. Okay, Delphi murders. Okay. Let's bring this up again here because I'm curious about this. I might be talking in circles, and I apologize. But no, look at how dead it is, right? Look at how dead it is right here. And then bring that up with this, and you get very similar terrain, very similar settings to where the girls were when they were taken or when they were hurt or so on and so forth. But you've also got, is this here? Look at this little trail here. So clearly, there's a splinter trail that goes all the way down. Bring this back up here. So there's a splinter trail that comes all the way down here as well. So we don't know necessarily where it was that the girls walked down the grade, but here's where it flattens out, and here is probably about where they were found. No other way to cross the bridge. Would have been extremely cold, frigid waters at that point in time. And click the 3D button there. Where's the 3D button? I don't see a 3D. Oh, is there a 3D button on Google? Oh yeah, there is. Ooh, good call, man, good call. Okay, here we are, getting us a little bit better of an idea there. Okay. So what we're looking at here is the other trail. Yeah, we can see the grade. It flattens out here, and the trail loops around and pops out right there. So I kind of said in my earlier theory was the person exited out over there, but it makes sense if the cops came, and who knows if they came down here using this trail. If the girls are found over in here, shit, who knows? So it's one of those things where it's like you can look to see kind of where this thing happened, maybe possibly where the person got out, and how the police spent their time looking in this kind of flat terrain in an area where, you know, you might have actually been able to see a bit more, because it's anything with color would have popped out a lot more because there wasn't anything green there. Wasn't a lot that was green. So it's definitely something to consider. I don't know if there's any more we can find out about with this, because I don't think December 15. Okay, it's 2015. All right, is there anything new here? I'm looking for like newer updates. Let's go to the last page here. Last page. Okay, from Jesus fucking Christ. All right, so I went through 69 pages and just, okay, well, clearly nothing there. Thread number dose. This is from the next day. We're going to jump down to the last page, see if anything new's popped up. And again, it's from simply the 17th. So, okay. Maybe this will have a better understanding. All right. And that might just be thread number 1. No, it's just thread 2. Okay. New thread open for posting. This one will close in 10 minutes. Thread number 3, I'm assuming. Okay. So they close down threads quite a bit. All right. So this is from, so this lady says crime of opportunity. Okay, same for the grave of shadow. I think it's a shadow at the ledge of the bridge, because if it was hers, have a different direction. Closing up now. So they close up a lot of threads. Holy shit. I'm trying to get to the last goddamn thread here. So, okay. Now, if the picture of the dude came from a video camera, are they referring to the cell phone camera? That's what I'm saying. Fanny McPackin. Is that what we're calling the killer now? Fanny McPackin? The Fanny Bandit? Oh, okay, wow. They are just closing up the threads. Holy shit. Anything new here? Okay. Let's keep going. Thread number 6. People are talking about this like crazy. So, all right. No, last. I'm looking for just updated current ones. Jesus fucking Christ. All right. This is getting kind of ridiculous. So, okay. Police can't say the voice is the killer on that. All right. I just want to find the similar threads here. Number 8. Is there going to be, see, 1,299? There is just so many fucking people that are on here. And it becomes insanely hard to keep going. Because you can't get to the end of this thing unless there's different threads. Oh, no. This looks like it's the same one. They haven't ended the thread. Oh, no. Thread number 9. Of course. Of fucking course. All right. I don't want to get lost on this shit for too long. So I think we've kind of hit the dead end of everything, unless I can get to something up here. You know what? I can't like directly look. Delphi. You know, okay, screw it. I got an idea. Delphi murders, web sleuths. All right, see if I can find something better. We're the wet bandits. The Wet Bandits. Okay. Maybe there's an update here through True Crime Guy. Okay, him saying, I don't give a shit about that. Okay, this is from May 31st. Quick update. Here we go. This is at least recent. A couple days ago. Couple days of what's going on. Maybe we can find ourselves checking things out with this a little bit. And then I'll probably wrap it up after that because it's already 11:45 here. And I don't think we're going to be able to get much more with the with the rest of this, to be honest with you. Okay, so sadly, see, there's a quick update. Sadly, not much of an update. Other than say the case is still essentially cold. I was pretty excited there was such an all-out public effort nationwide to catch the killer. And with audio and video evidence of who killed them, I thought Abby and Libby's murders may have been solved, but that's not what happened. I've been saying for weeks now that more photos, video, or audio is needed here. Something that shows the body language of the suspect or more his voice, maybe the missing piece of the puzzle, or more of his voice, maybe the missing piece of the puzzle. But police don't seem to want to do this. I hope it's not at all the peril of the case being solved. My fear is that 5 or 10 years from now that they decide to release something that they kept close to the vest, but by then the case is forgotten and potential witnesses and suspects move away, die, etc. Libby and Abby's murders have been by far the most popular articles on my blog, and I tend to keep updating their case. All right, one positive update is there's finally a podcast about this case. It's been put out by True Crime Garage. Well, I encourage anyone to give it a listen. The most wanted man in America, fanny pack guy. That's a fanny pack. That or his shirt's untucked. No, it could also be his hoodie too. He got a jacket on the hoodie. Could be they're on the same color. No, it looks like a cap or whatever. Okay, so then this guy's been going through everything, which I don't really blame the guy for doing because it's an interesting case nonetheless. All right. I think we kind of hit the end, if you will. What we've determined thus far is that Abby and the other one whose name I can't remember right now, Libby, is that her name? Liberty. I don't know why I thought Libby. We can basically pretty much figure right now that the case is cold. The police have not released the relevant information to the public needed in order to spark further tips coming in. I understand why. I get it. They want to make sure that these people are not being accusations are not flying in a small town, and that certain things are not being used to disparage or hurt the investigation. I get that. Here's something that we need. We need to know how they were killed. Was it a gunshot? Was it a knife? Was it strangulation? Was it a blunt object? What are the relevant details? I know it's unfortunate that 13 or 14 years old to speak about them in such a harsh, cold manner, but this is just the general truth of it. If you want people to pay attention, you have to give them the details in order to work out different scenarios. Like we talked about last night, it's entirely possible that this thing could be solved by letting the information be known and an unorthodox source being able to put it together. I know I made the joke about Donut Duster, fitting the build. I don't believe that. It's more of a speculation. It's just one of those things where it's like, it kind of feels like to me, it feels like a small town cover up. Sheriff's deputy, kills 2 girls, covers it up. Sheriffs cover it up, let the case go cold because no one's looking at the sheriff. So there's that at all. They released the audio of just him saying down the hill. We've looked at the topographical maps of the area in order to determine whether or not this kind of shit is like how they would have gotten down there, what the terrain would have been like around that time of year. Thankfully, Google actually supported that by having their satellite taking an imagery around that same time, and also what it looked like towards the evening, given the long shadow of the bridge on the water. That's one thing we've learned from this. And hopefully this case will not go cold. Hopefully this case will continue to move forward, and people will be able to get some kind of closure here. My theory is that it was a drug deal gone wrong based upon the amount of ODs in that area. Heroin playing a large part, the opiate addiction in that county. Carroll County, Indiana is having some problems with that. 192 overdoses a year prior, 16 deaths. These are facts that should play in heavily to the situation. It does make me wonder whether or not the girls had any opioids in their system, and if they did, would that information be released to the public? The likelihood of them actually being high is probably slim to none, but it's just something to kind of run on a speculatory theory. There are things here that don't add up, period. But given the remote nature of the high bridge, given the fact that it is a high traffic zone during summer months, it's a tourist spot, which means that during off season, it's not going to be populated. The likelihood of even a warmer day in the middle of February bringing out more than just a couple people is very slim, in my opinion, very slim. And so these girls being out there, probably wrong place, wrong time, encountered the wrong person. Maybe they saw the wrong thing. And they ended up paying the ultimate price, which is unfortunate. One day, hopefully, we'll be able to solve this. In the meantime, we'll definitely do an update on this if anything happens. But I do want to take your guys' thoughts, your comments real quick from the chat before I close this thing up. So anything you guys can find or whatever your guys' thoughts are on this, I'm very curious about. We'll do a few minutes of Q&A, and then I'll wrap this thing up. So there's a $230,000 reward if I figure it out. God damn. I need to get my ass over to Indiana. Well, it's kind of disappointing. Nothing much was discussed. There were some jokes that were meh, and a lot of time wasted on stuff that people like Gray Hughes already put to bed. Well, the idea there is that, a lot of stuff's always being discussed. You have to still take the information as it's coming in. I'm going into this 100% cold. I don't have any, someone recommended in the chat that I look into the Delphi murders. So I'm going in cold. I'm putting together my own theories based upon information that is made available by the police, by the public, and other certain things that I'm able to think of while I am looking through these particular cases. That's why I wanted to look into the drug problem within the county to see whether or not there were issues involving that. And so I will definitely watch that video by Gray Hughes, but I didn't want to watch it on stream because I felt that might taint our personal investigation into this in terms of looking, I don't want to go and look at somebody else's theory right off the bat and then also prescribe myself to that theory. Go undercover, it'll pay for itself. You just want me to go as a fucking hobo. Trippy Poop, I'm glad you had fun. Daniel Chavez, I do live streams Sunday through Wednesday, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the fanny pack could be a colostomy bag. It could also be a donut holder. You will donate $2 if you can choose the next cold case. Well, come back on Sunday night and we'll look again. So there's always that. Jeeves likes to kind of hang out in the chat until the very, very, very end for some reason. Now, rumor going around is that this guy's a serial killer because something similar happened in 2012. Jared, do you happen to have any information on that? Can you tweet it to me or send it to mundanemat.com/submit? You can message me there. The fanny pack has a honey badger in it, entirely possible. Check out Trudy Appleby. She's from my area. She was missing for 20 years. All right, Gary Horton, submit that to me, mundanemat.com/submit. We'll take a look on Sunday. I'm definitely taking the next couple of days off. These streams are fun, but my God, it's like I play games. It's easy to sit here and play games for like hours on end and talk to you guys while playing a game. Doing this shit is fucking tiring. It's fun, but it's like a lot of brain power goes into it. It drives me nuts. Devin, you're being last tonight. Well, then you better fight with Jeeves over that. And don't forget to look up Bailey J when this is older. Noah, I don't know what your account is, so feel free to dislike every single video until your heart's content. I don't care. What about San Diego? Daniel DeSantis, because I did live there for a long time, so I could talk about that. Can we get updates midstream? About what? Like updates on what? Like a recap of events or something? Good night to Bad, and thanks for coming in, man. You looked up Bailey J, so now you know, and knowing is half the battle. Like a solid hour. So there's definitely that. Am I going to rub beard with Sargon at VidCon? I'm not going to say that I'm not going to rub beards with Sargon at VidCon. Can't promise what's going to happen. So, Is it 4:20 over there? Not yet. So there's definitely going to be some interesting stuff with this case going forward. I mean, if you want to know the update on it, it's just we kind of recap it as we go along. I maybe need to add in those kind of breaks and be like, recap every 30 minutes or something. But these streams are going to be able to be watched after the fact as well, so people can check that out. Have a good night, Metalhead Montana. Thanks for coming in, man. Hey, Sky Knox, thanks for coming in and checking out. We'll be doing more of these true crimes. I had a lot of fun with this. I had a lot of fun looking up the information, simply because this is something that is ultimately new. This is something that is definitely it's an interesting thing. I like to be able to think outside the box. I like to be able to kind of apply my thoughts on things to this, and maybe it might help somebody, and that's ultimately why I'm doing it. It's definitely a lot of fun. We'll have to wait and see what's going to go on with all that. If I can get this image to save image. Oh God, I fucking hate you, Firefox. Seriously, it's like, I don't want to work properly. Okay. I just saved the goddamn image. Oh, apparently it's saved. Okay, cool. So if I thought about starting the stream earlier, well, Joseph, I actually spend the evening with my girlfriend. And so oftentimes when she works, she goes to bed. She's currently in between jobs, so I probably could start the stream earlier. But at the same time, she usually works and has a job early in the morning, so I spend the evening hanging out with her. I'm a night owl in general, so this gives me a little bit later in the nighttime start, but this is how it is. That could change going forward, I don't know, but I've thought about doing streams in the morning. So what I've thought about doing is because I'm going to probably order a new motherboard to handle the webcam better, because the webcam, if you guys can't tell, is probably a little bit fuzzy. It looks a little bit like a softer image. It's the motherboard. It can't handle webcams. Even the PCI card has trouble with it. So I'm looking into getting a new motherboard as well as a new camera that can stream, and then doing streams in the morning of doing like the movie news stuff for $3 Theater, and then doing the stuff at nighttime. Girlfriends are for losers. I don't know if I go that far. Girlfriends are pretty awesome. My girlfriend wants nothing to do with being on stream. So nothing to do with it at all. So no, it's all me. It's all me. But, okay, we're wrapping this thing up here, guys. I'm going to post the Discord link in the chat if you guys want to jump on in and hang out with me for a little bit. I'll probably be doing a little bit of talking on there. I don't know how much, maybe just a little bit. And we can, where the fuck is that at? Go from there. So if you guys want to jump in the Discord and chit chat with me a little bit afterward, or if you want to come on in and submit ideas for future streams, it's all good. But in the meantime, I'm going to wrap this thing up. My name, of course, is Matt Jarbo. This has been the Mundane Matt channel. Cold case solving, motherfuckers, is what we're doing here. And thank you guys very much for hanging out.